Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to another brand new video. Hope you guys are all doing well. Today, I do want to talk about Bitcoin, give you guys an update on what is exactly happening right now for Bitcoin. We did in fact see, a couple of days ago, 2 days ago, Bitcoin absolutely, skyrocketing, reaching record highs, right? So I do want to give you guys an update. What's happening with Bitcoin right now? After that, again, there is in fact a fair few charts that I do want to show you guys because you guys have to understand, yes, we did see Bitcoin reaching a new all-time high of $118,000. But please understand, guys, this is not going to be the top for Bitcoin. Bitcoin is nowhere near the top. Okay, as I've been telling you guys many times, right? We're going to see Bitcoin reaching 150, 180 to eventually, $200,000 and beyond. It is coming, and I hope you guys are, truly prepared for that because this is just the beginning. Okay, Bitcoin is going to be going much higher. So let's talk about it, guys. Okay, so Bitcoin right now, guys, okay, just below $118,000, sitting at 117.9, right? Looking pretty good for Bitcoin, still holding very strong. You guys can just clearly see ever since, we did see Bitcoin having this amazing rise up to the upside, reaching new highs, 2 days ago, right? I don't know if you guys know, but during that time, right, the 11th of July, man, Bitcoin just kept going up. It didn't stop, right? You guys can clearly see it went from 112 and then 113, and then it jumped all the way to 116. Like, look at this beautiful 1 hour candle. Okay, absolutely amazing, guys. And guess what, guys? We're gonna see a lot more of these candles eventually, right? Very soon. So be prepared for that because this is not going to be the top for Bitcoin. And it didn't stop there. Okay, it went from 117 and then 118. Okay, almost reached up to 119. Didn't quite get there, but it will eventually get there, guys, right? But yeah, ever since that, Bitcoin has been pumping, right? Ever since that, Bitcoin has just been consolidating, right? You guys clearly see that. So we are, in fact, seeing a very strong sideways price movement happen right now for Bitcoin, right? Which is normal, right? Bitcoin is pretty much, breathing right now. Okay, let it breathe, right? But yeah, as I told you guys, right, Bitcoin was in this bull flag, and once we do see a breakout from this bull flag, we'll see Bitcoin pumping, right? And that's exactly what Bitcoin did, right? You guys can clearly see that. So right now, it is looking amazing for Bitcoin, right? It really is. Bitcoin right now is at a new all-time high. Okay, everyone that has in fact been buying Bitcoin, we're all up in profit. No one right now should be at a loss. Okay, we all should be winning right now for Bitcoin, right? It's at a new all-time high, and it still is. Bitcoin is still holding very strong, right? You guys clearly see that. So yeah, looking pretty good today for Bitcoin, still holding pretty well, right? Like I said, we are in fact seeing some very strong sideways price movements for Bitcoin. But, like I said, Bitcoin is just taking a little breather. Okay, 2 days ago, it was absolutely skyrocketing. So let it breathe a little bit, right? And then I do believe Bitcoin will continue to rise back up to the upside. But yeah, overall, the crypto market today, I mean, when we did see Bitcoin pumping, we saw a lot of alts pumping as well, right? Ethereum was absolutely skyrocketing. Ethereum now is just below $3,000. At one point, it was above $3,000, which was, great to see, Ethereum reaching back up to 3K. But a lot of alts today are not really moving. Okay, XLM though, Stellar is up 12%, 14% now. Okay, and look at this, for the week, it's up 85%. So this altcoin has been moving. I mean, some alts today are moving. HBAR is up 8%. Let's look at Casper. Casper right now is slightly up. Nothing too crazy though for Casper for today, but for the week it's up 15%. So yeah, looking pretty good for Casper and a lot of alts, right? Bonk, right? This meme coin's up 15% today. Some alts today, are slightly up, but majority of altcoins today are not really moving. I feel like altcoins are taking a little breather as well, just like Bitcoin, right? And yeah, this is, so far a great start for this month in July, right? We are up over 9%. Okay, so great start for the month of July and a great start for Q3. Okay, it really is. But as I told you guys many times, I actually do believe, the next upcoming few months, we're going to see a lot of ups and downs happening for Bitcoin. We're going to see some corrections happening for Bitcoin. Okay, understand, the month of August, which is next month, it's going to be a bearish month for Bitcoin. Usually August and especially September are pretty bearish times, okay, and months for Bitcoin, right? So that's what I've been telling guys. I do believe Q3, we're going to see a lot of ups and downs happening for Bitcoin, right? We're going to see some corrections and it's normal, okay? But understand Q4, I do believe Q4, that's when everything will change for Bitcoin and for altcoins, right? I do believe Q4 will be a great time for crypto. October is one of the most bullish months for Bitcoin, and a lot of people call it October, okay? And it's called that for a reason. You guys can see throughout the years, in the month of October, Bitcoin has been going up like crazy, right? So October is a very, very bullish month for Bitcoin, and that's why I do believe Q4 is going to be, a great start for Bitcoin, right? Same with November and December. Okay, November's pretty good. Same with December. December's kind of decent, right? But I do believe Q4 in general will be amazing for Bitcoin and alts. So be prepared for that, guys. Now, let's get into these charts, starting off with this one. So as I told you guys, Bitcoin did break out, okay, from, the bull flag, okay? And now it's heading much, much higher. The target, okay, is going to be, over 150. That is coming. Understand that, guys, okay? Bitcoin reaching 150 and beyond, it's going to happen eventually. It's going to happen in a blink of an eye, guys. Okay, it's a blink of an eye, and it's going to be happening. So I hope you guys are prepared for that. It's going to happen quick, right? It's going to happen quick. I truly do believe that is coming, right, for Bitcoin. And 150 is an easy target for Bitcoin. Understand that, guys. That is nothing, right? I truly do believe, strongly believe we're going to see Bitcoin reaching at least $200,000 and much, much higher. That is coming, okay? So understand, guys, there's going to be a lot of FOMO. I've seen this many, many times, okay? Even, a couple of days ago, right, 2 days ago, when we did see Bitcoin reaching new highs, regular highs, okay, in just a matter of 24 hours during that day, right? There was a fair few people, talking about Bitcoin, looking at the Bitcoin price, and obviously, fearing of missing out, right? FOMO. So this is normal, okay? And guess what? Retail interest, right, it's going to be going crazy, okay? When we do see Bitcoin reaching new highs to 150 to $200,000 to 250 and beyond, man, retail interest is going to be crazy, guys. We're going to see a lot of people FOMO into Bitcoin, okay? I'm telling you guys this right now, right? Now, understand, guys, okay, the next target, okay, short term, right, per se, 135, okay, $135,000. So Bitcoin, huge weekly candle. Bitcoin is on its way to confirm a key breakout above $107,000. Okay, so the next target, $135,000 as projected by the Fibonacci extension, right? So you guys can clearly see the next target is $135,000. Okay. So that is coming. I hope you guys are truly prepared for this, right? Like I said, okay, Bitcoin, right, it's nowhere near the top. It's going to keep rising. It's going to be going much, much higher. This is truly just the beginning. Okay, so I hope you guys are prepared for this, right? Now, understand, we are in fact in a bull market, as we all know. We're obviously in a bull run, right? And we're going to be entering this banana zone, okay? And when we are in fact in this zone, we're going to see some gold candles forming for Bitcoin. Like what Bitcoin did 2 days ago when it was absolutely skyrocketing, that's going to continue, right? But it's going to be going much, much crazier, right? We're going to see Bitcoin forming gold candles. It's pretty much going to be going parabolic, right? So I hope you guys are ready for this, because Bitcoin's going to skyrocket and it's going to shock the world. It's going to shock everyone, right? And then people will FOMO in like crazy for Bitcoin, right? I'm telling you this right now. So understand, okay, as I told you guys, 2025, this is going to be the year, right, where we see Bitcoin reaching radical highs. And that's exactly what's happening right now. Okay, as I've been telling you guys, right? We've been in this bull market for, 2 years now, right? 2023 to 2025. And you guys clearly see Bitcoin has been rising, forming this beautiful uptrend, right? And it's going to continue, right? This uptrend that we have, in fact, been seeing for Bitcoin ever since the beginning of 2023 to where we are right now, okay? It's going to continue to go much, much higher. So understand, guys, Bitcoin reaching $200,000, just like what this chart is in fact showing us here, is happening. Okay, so I hope you guys are ready for a 200k Bitcoin, because that is coming. Okay, that is coming, guys, and I hope you guys are ready for it. Right now, understand, guys, you know, back in 2016, an average home would cost you 680 Bitcoins. Okay, 680 Bitcoins for an average home back in 2016, right? So more than, you know, a decade ago. Okay, coming up to a decade. Now, for a price for a home today, okay, for Bitcoin, it will cost you only 3.5 Bitcoins, right? So just think about that, guys. Okay, you guys need to realize, you know, when you buy Bitcoin, when you own Bitcoin, you know, everything around you becomes much more cheaper, right? Your purchasing power becomes much higher, right? So understand, guys, with inflation, right? This is why you always need to invest into assets to, you know, keep up with inflation and even beat inflation. And I truly do believe Bitcoin is the best asset to invest in for long term, to beat inflation, and of course to have a store of value. Now, I know a lot of people out there, okay, the wealthy people, right, the rich, they don't just buy Bitcoin, they buy real estate, they buy assets like silver, gold, okay, stocks, right, companies and whatnot. Okay, so if you guys want to build wealth, you always have to invest your money. But understand, okay, your purchasing power becomes much higher when you own Bitcoin. Everything around you becomes much more cheaper. You would realize that, you know, once you actually start accumulating into Bitcoin, you would realize, you know, once you just simply buy Bitcoin and holding your Bitcoins for long term, you would realize, you know, in the next few years down the road, everything around you becomes much more cheaper because you're beating inflation, right? Bitcoin is always rising, okay, and it's beating inflation. So this is what I always tell you guys, to buy and hold Bitcoin. Not financial advice. Always, you know, do your own research. But I truly do believe down in the future, right, you can buy a home for less than 1 Bitcoin. I truly do believe in that. Okay, and the reason why I say that is because we know, guys, Bitcoin, okay, this digital asset will eventually be reaching not just $1 million per coin, but millions of dollars per coin. We have seen, okay, Marcus Saylor predicting Bitcoin by the year 2045 reaching, you know, the bear case, what, $3 million, the base case, $13 million per Bitcoin, and the most bullish scenario for Bitcoin by the year 2045 is like $49 million per Bitcoin. That is Marcus Saylor's prediction for Bitcoin in the year 2045, right? So think about it, guys, right? Just think about that. You can easily buy a home for less than a Bitcoin. I truly do believe that in the future, you can buy a home for only 0.1 Bitcoin. And that's why I've been telling you guys many times, owning just 10% of a Bitcoin, just owning 0.1 Bitcoin will change your life. It is a big deal. Okay, it really is, guys. Right, so that is that. But yeah, I appreciate all you guys for watching today's video. I will keep you guys up to date on what's going to be happening with Bitcoin. But so far, you know, it's pretty much just consolidating. We are in fact seeing a very strong sideways price movement happening right now for Bitcoin. But, you know, Bitcoin is still not too far off from, you know, 118. It's pretty much just consolidating. So I will keep you guys up to date on what's going to be happening with Bitcoin. But I do believe, you know, eventually Bitcoin will be going much higher. Okay, so hope you guys are prepared for that. But yeah, I appreciate all you guys for watching today's video. Give this video a thumbs up and of course subscribe to the channel if you guys haven't already. That is always much appreciated. And I will catch you guys all in my next video. Have a good one, guys.